So, this was another old soldier song from Germany, all the way back before the First World War. And I always like to bring you a little bit of these songs. Most of you never hear it. And, well, this will lead right away to the subject of today. Why have been and are still so many wars in this world? I can give you a little bit of background on this. You know that the tall white alien race has been coming to this planet many thousands of years ago, after we have been sent out from our elders, the sleeper population on our home planet, to find populated planets with creatures who have the potential to be harvested for their emotional energies. Because these emotional energies are food for our sleeper population. So these sleepers, our elders, can build clusters of mind energy, clusters of mind wave energy, which then again will be aligned to different dimensions, to practically a chord of different dimensions, one after the other, which will be used for any kind of living, thinking creature to build a life in. I have tried to explain that before. So we, the tall white aliens, are very important even for you humans on planet Earth. In the very beginning, since our elders don't have any compassion with creatures who live far away in the universe and have no resemblance to us, which is natural. It's about like a human being would be concerned about a maggot or a worm of some kind or a mosquito, and worry about if this mosquito has a pleasant day or has certain problems with himself. This is the same way our elders treat the human race and send us out to harvest the emotions of the creature human on planet Earth and on other planets as well. We build containers to contain and also refine the collected energies, and through structures which you call pyramids, we are sending these energies to our home planet in order to feed our elders. But interestingly enough, which is also kind of understandable, the ones who were sent to planet Earth, which one of them is me, have lived under humans and later human tall white hybrids for many, many, many years. And we start also adapting to the affairs of humans. We start getting a little bit of more insight into their thinking, into their problems. And then a split occurred. The elder population on my planet is only concerned about the harvesting of strong energies which is absolutely necessary, and I stand completely behind it. While the ones who have been placed on planet Earth to do the practical work in order to set up pyramids and send the energy, get also accustomed to humans and understand their plight and problems on this planet. Since the human population has increased so immensely as it did we come up with a suggestion to our elders to only harvest in the future positive energies, because there are so many beings that there is no such a necessity to harvest all energies or even inflict conflicts between different groups of humans. So their emotional energy is being, so to say, turbocharged by war and by aggressions and so on. We believe that the positive energy, the ones who are spending much time on this planet, is more than enough to feed our population. And we refused to take part of creating wars and civil wars and catastrophes in order to just, without discrimination, create energetic potential. We can say today that there are two different groups. The older group of elders who are still indiscriminately want us to harvest the energies of humans, and then the ones who are also very concerned about our own hybrid population on this planet, which is a good part human, of course. And there comes the situation I'm in right now, and that's why I called myself also in the beginning of this video series a whistleblower. Just like you have human whistleblowers who show the population, who disclose to the population the inside workings of their governments. So I feel also, and some of my brothers, to disclose the works of the intergalactic forces which are also on this planet Earth taking a strong influence. I personally believe that positive energies, loving energies, are more than enough and can be even fostered on this planet to feed our population. We do not need what is coming up in the near future, which has been our elders, which are by now against us and aligned with evil forces, are planning to do onto this planet. They have a threefold agenda for the next, I would say, 20 years, which is very unpleasant and catastrophic in nature for this planet in general, and also naturally for its human population. First of all, the economical collapse, the recreation of a worldwide monetary system which can be easily controlled. Second of all, then, not a war between nations, but a war between religious and ethnic groups. This part has already been well on its way. As you know, people of different religious, ethical backgrounds are being placed in between each other in order, eventually, when the situations become unbearable for both sides, will lead to a civil war which has never been seen in history before. Neighbors will attack neighbors, children will be hacked to death on the street on their way to school. There are inner cities where different ethnic groups live together, which will be barricading themselves from their neighbors. Young groups of men will be looting the streets. It will be a terrible situation because there will be a complete disorder, a breakdown of security. The police will pull themselves back into their barracks, and the politicians and economic leaders, religious leaders have already set up safety spots, safety areas in countries which are not affected, where they can live out their lives very comfortably in safety. But 99% of the human population will be exposed to this savage situation. This will be the second of 3 events which will befall the human race in the next future. And of course, a natural catastrophe, which is the looming pole shift, which then again will practically fry most of the human and animal and plant population on this planet afterwards. This is the reason I try to give people this information in order to be aware of what is coming up. And not only to be aware of what is coming up, but also offering the solution. And the solution is to use some meditation practices to cleanse their mind far enough so through some changes to some work on their DNA, they also, if they are not by themselves already far enough, can switch dimensions from this one, which is practically in doom, to another one which is very close to it, which will not experience these horrific developments. I think this is the only way, and my brothers agree with it, that the higher developed humans will be able to escape much of the upheaval which is coming by switching consciously dimensions 2 or 3 degrees in order to live in an extremely similar world which will not be affected by these events. And I've been telling you for over a year now to meditate. I told you that there are ways of hypnotical and telepathical ways where we can get in contact with you, enhance also your DNA after we find out about your percentage to exactly evaluate it and do something about it, so we can bring as many people of good sentient, of good character over to a dimension which will not experience these horrific things. The tall whites who don't work in our favor, the other group which are actually against us, there are 2 groups I told you about, have also aligned with evil forces who don't show their face, who are also an alien group on this planet. I don't speak normally about other alien groups, but there are very evil forces taking part in the affairs on this planet who have been aligned with our brothers, and they are doing this horrific planning. And we are a smaller group, but we know we have the technology in order to save as many people as are willing to be saved. But it takes work and it takes a little bit of time. And we are slowly running out of time. You can see this, you can feel it. Big events always throw their shadows ahead. And I don't think there are many people on this planet who don't feel what is coming towards them. Well, this was the message for today. I hope I give you a little bit more insight, and it is a warning. It's all I can do at the moment. Your friend Rudolf of Germany.